This tutorial should help you complete your American History in Video assignment. When you open the instructions, the first thing you need to do is read through them so that you understand what the expectations for this assignment are. The next thing, go to this hyperlink and click. As many of us are off campus, this will bring us to the Easy Proxy login for the Jerry Falwell Library. So you put in your login information and click Go. If you run into any problems, please call IT customer support for help. They're always glad to help folks out to get where they need to be. When you've logged in properly through Easy Proxy, what you'll see is a playlist, and as you can see here, it's labeled for our course, Playlist HIUS 221 American History and Video. This is the approved playlist for our assignment. You can pick any one of these videos, and I believe there are 49, and it ranges everything from American history before the Europeans arrived with the mystery of the Anasazi and the Native Americans, all the way through to the Civil War and some really interesting cultural, social, military. There should be something on this list for everyone. Once you've chosen your video, there are two things you need to do. There's a pre-assignment for this particular assignment, and that is to choose your video. When you do it, you need to give the title, you need to give some of this information. That's all right there in your assignment. Then you need to watch this video. And you can watch it once, you can watch it twice, but you need to watch it and take some notes about what you've seen, because you're going to need those to summarize your video for your assignment. Now, after you've watched your video, the second half of this is to construct a bibliography of sources that you might use were you to write a paper on the subject you just watched that video for. You need to be very specific. This is also in the instructions, but I will go over it here. If you watch one of the videos on Gettysburg, you need to make sure that the sources that you choose are specifically on Gettysburg, not just the Civil War. That's far too broad. You will need to find your sources on the Jerry Falwell Library website. The easiest way to get there is to go through the sign-in. If you've already logged on, then the MyLou sign-in should take you right to your MyLou page. From this page, select Library. That will open in a new tab and take you to the library's page. Now, you need to find books and articles for your particular video. You can use the search summon, but I really suggest that you get more focused. I clicked on books, ebooks, because we're going to look for those first. And WorldCat is probably one of the best tools to find good scholarly books. We want to make sure that we're using scholarly, peer-reviewed items for our research. So the best way to find it is actually to click on the W for WorldCat and just scroll down. The WorldCat database will then open up for us, and we can find anything we want. Books. Let's just type Gettysburg there. And we'll search books. And here are a whole series of results for that. So you should be able to find some good scholarly sources right here on this WorldCat site. Now we need to choose some articles. And there's a really good way to do that. We can select these databases actually by letter, and there are some specific databases that you're allowed to use that's actually in your instructions. I'm going to do JSTOR. That's the one that I use the most for history, and just click the J on the top of the screen and you can click on JSTOR. Now, as we can see, the JSTOR site is up. We can do a search that says Gettysburg, and we can actually look just in the item title, or we can look in the caption or the abstract. So we want Gettysburg. We can actually add fields and really narrow down our search. And then we're going to go narrow by articles, and we can actually even narrow that down further, and let's just go down to history. That'll just look through 357 titles. Scroll down and we'll search, and let's see what we come up with. Here are lots of really good articles. This is an older one. I suggest you use as new an article as possible. And here's a good one from 1968, and as you can see, you can filter through these. Just be very careful that you're not actually finding a book review and not an article. You can generally tell that by the number of pages that you'll see here. So once you've found all those, what do you do with them? Well, there is a template in your course materials to help you with that. Here's your template to help you write this paper and make sure it's formatted properly. Please be sure to use this template. Here you're going to put your name, the date, the class and section number, and then here you're going to put in what video you watched, the title, in a little bit of the publication information, the length, and that's all, and a one-page summary. You don't have to go into great detail. Just summarize as if you were talking to a friend as what you saw in that video. Be sure to use really good, clear, scholarly language, but you can just summarize it. On the next page should be your bibliography. These items should be alphabetized in each section. When you turn in your paper, please get rid of this notation. That's just a notation for your information. First, you want to list your books. Books should always be alphabetized, and in the bibliography, their last name, comma, first name, any middle initial, followed by a period. Then you will put the title of the book in italics, and followed by another period. Let me get rid of that for you so that you can see. Followed by another period. Then the publication information, the city, followed by a colon, and then the publishing house, comma, and the year it was published, and finish with a period. You'll do that for each of the books that you find that relate to your topic. Next, articles. Articles will go here. You'll put last name, comma, first name, period, the title of the article in quotation marks, a period inside the quotation marks, the title of the journal, and that should be in italics, and the issue and number separated by a colon. Your publication information should be in parentheses, and here it's the November-December issue of 2007. That parenthesis, closing parenthesis, should be followed by a semicolon, and then the page numbers on which you find that article, and then that followed by a period. Do this for each one. Be sure they're each in alphabetical order. Contact your instructor if you should have any questions on how to format any of these bibliographic citations.